When you say right angle triangle, what comes to your mind? Pythagoras theorem. Is it? Is that what you thought? No. Suppose if I said Pythagoras theorem, what you would have thought of? Yes. Hypotenuse square is equal to sum of square of other two sides. That is related with the right angle triangle. So, we'll call our Pythagoras and we'll derive some results. Okay. So, here Pythagoras theorem says what? The hypotenuse square by Pythagoras theorem, we have that BC square is equals AB square plus AC square. Based on that, hypotenuse square is equal to sum of square of other two sides. We'll take this equation 1. Okay. Now, this one single equation, we have three sides AB, BC, CA. What we are going to do is, we have by Pythagoras theorem, this hypotenuse square, this BC is what? Hypotenuse square, that equals, this AB is what? Adjacent side square, this AC is opposite side square. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to divide the whole equation by hypotenuse first. This BC, AB and all quite confusing. So let me take this hypotenuse opposite side. So divide on both sides by hypotenuse square. What happens when you divide this by hypotenuse square? You will get 1. Okay. Or else let me write once. See, hypotenuse square, understood? By hypotenuse square equals this adjacent side square by hypotenuse square plus this opposite side square by, then this side will become what? 1. Have you seen this guy before? Adjacent by hypotenuse, that is, it is possible to write this like adjacent by hypotenuse whole square. What ratio we named like adjacent by hypotenuse? Cos theta. So, cos theta whole square plus what ratio we named like opposite by hypotenuse? Sin square, sin theta whole square. When you say cos theta whole square means, simply we can write that like cos square theta, and this we can write it like sin square theta equals 1. I think you know this. What is this? The very first identity, not formula. It is an identity. And as this involves trigonometric ratios, we are calling this as trigonometric identities. We are calling this as what? Trigonometric identity. This is the identity 1. Okay. Now, only hypotenuse I divide. The other side, what will take, opposite or adjacent? Let us take opposite side. So, dividing the same equation, dividing 1 by this opposite square. Then what we will get? Hypotenuse square by opposite square equals opposite square by opposite square plus adjacent square by opposite square. What is hypotenuse by opposite ratio? Cosecant. Okay. So cosecant square theta equals opposite square by opposite square, it is 1 plus adjacent by opposite, it is look at your notebook and answer. No, it is not tan. Opposite by adjacent only tan. That is wrong. Change it. Opposite by adjacent only tan. Okay, this guy is cot square theta and this is the second identity. Likewise, still one more thing left. What is that? Dividing the equation 1 by adjacent side square. Can you do it and tell me the identity? Will you? You do this man, divide this by adjacent and tell me this same kind of identity. I done the process 2 times. Third time you are taking and you are doing. Will you do it? What does that mean? Yes, sir. What does that mean actually? Yes, sir means what? You're shaking your head like you can't do and you're saying yes, sir. What an irony. Do that and tell me the identity, man. Question. This equation is there. I divided this by hypotenuse square. I got one identity. And again I divided this by opposite side square. I got another identity. Then do it fast.